Here we go. Welcome back to another edition of Game Day. It is not me, Ross. I've been replaced. He's been replaced. I'm Regan. I'm taking over for the day as Ross is absent. So hopefully I can fill the big shoes that he has today. But yeah, big game today. Burton Albion. We need the 3 points. So let's go see what the fans think. We're going to be speaking to Maddie for the Her Game 2 weekend, and also Neil Reader for the team news. Comedy Blues. I'm with Neil the Diamond Reader, looking dapper as ever, but today, Eric Ten Hag-esque team news is out. Ladapo straight swap for Hurst, and then another change with Luongo coming in for Humphreys. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think looking at what people have written and things like that, I think that was pretty predicted. I think often throughout the season, Kieran sort of like kept us kept his cards close to his chest. But I think for the first time this season, there are a couple of changes that most people could have predicted. Whereas previously, maybe some of the changes we've sort of turned up a little bit surprised. But going on Luongo's second half against MK, I think that's a great decision
definitely.
to bring him in. Yeah,
cool. Thank you very much, Neil. No problem. Okay, so I'm in the fan zone with Maddie. It's a special weekend, Her Game 2 dedicated weekend. 2 fixtures this weekend for both the men and women. Today, Burton Albion. Tomorrow, Plymouth Argyle. It's busy, isn't it?
Very busy, mate. Very busy. The fan zone's buzzing. I'm giving away so many badges, having so many photos. I'm loving it, mate. Yeah,
get the badge in. I've got double badge on today. So, but obviously, you being the ambassador for the club, just let people know who don't really know what it means to be a Her Game 2 ambassador.
So basically, the long and short of it, I'm that liaison between the club and the campaign. So I'm basically that middle point. If the club needs something to do that's related to Her Game 2, I'm basically there to help and support them.
And obviously the campaign itself attempts to eradicate sexism from the game, which is something very important to yourself. Just explain a little bit about the campaign as a whole.
So Her Game 2 is basically, as you said, a campaign to eradicate sexism out of football and just make football and all sport really equal for everyone. I mean, we've started the Her Game 2 cricket, Her Game 2 rugby. So there's different factions of basically the company campaign almost. It's just a great campaign, and it's just great to see, especially since Lionesses won back in July. It's just always great to see people just getting out there and enjoying sport and people being safe at football.
And today your role is more important than ever. Just tell us a bit about this weekend's, what you're going to have to get up to.
Right, so at half-time, women's team captain Blue Wilson's going to interview me on the pitch, which I'm excited for. I love Blue. I think she's a great girl, so that'd be fun. And I'm lucky enough to be in the director's box, so thank you, Dan Palfrey, for that at the club. Very grateful for that. And tomorrow we're just doing the same. I mean, the girls have got their warm-up shirts on. I'm going to be there with the badges and the photo boards. It's going to be a great occasion, mate.
A bit of a risky question. We want 6 points this weekend, of course, but today, Burton Albion, what is your score prediction?
2-0.
2-0. Thank you very much, Maddie. Full time at Portman Road, 4-0 win. I'm with Wazza and Peachy. I don't look like Ross, obviously. I'm not Ross.
You're not Ross.
Who's this geezer?
No, I can't.
But boys, 4-0 win nonetheless. Got to be happy with that, haven't we?
Yeah, it sort of took us 20 minutes or so to get going. You can see why Burton, I think, have won a few in the row and got some points. But and like I say, you can see that they'll take points off some of the lower teams in the division. But once we got that first goal, I think it came at a good time, didn't it, Peach, when we were sort of on top and play just loosened up from there, didn't it?
Yeah, I think like the first 20 minutes, Burton, they came to do a job, frustrate the crowd, frustrate us. Played some good football, fair to them. Ref fell into their hands, in my opinion, a bit with some of the decisions. Like that booking on Clark, then he had to book everyone, didn't he? But anyway, let's not worry about that. Let's worry.
Yeah,
we literally got 3 goals very quick, one after the other. I could not wait to see Chaplin's assist for Ladapo's goal again, because that was bloody beautiful. I love that. And like I say, people worried like we weren't blowing teams away, but we're taking our chances now, which is getting us in good form, probably for the playoffs. But second half went a bit flat in the end, didn't it? I thought in the end.
Well, the job was done, wasn't it? And I think once you're 3-0 up at half-time, you just want to get through the game, keep the clean sheet intact for the sort of morale, and make sure you don't pick up any injuries. I know we've picked up one with Davis. We've got to hope he's not too bad. But hopefully we can get an update from McKenna after that. I thought Luongo, though, was absolutely sensational today.
Yeah.
Cameron Humphreys, to be fair to him, has been very good in the times he's played, but he's only 18, and I thought he has looked a little bit leggy. And Luongo's come in and he's absolutely smashed it today. I thought he looked really composed. You can see that he's played at a higher level. Could be a really important one to get us over the line.
Yeah, of course. Luongo played well at MK, and I think that earned him a starting spot today. Would you start him on Tuesday night? Obviously, with Morsey one game away from suspension, do you think you'd try to keep him out of the lineup, or do you think you'd try your best to stick him in still?
I think you'll keep Morsey in. He's the captain, and I think it was Andy or Hutchie said on the main pod, like he'd done some research. He went up 14 games like being booked, and like you can see, like with Luongo in this side as well, he's a bit more tough tackling. So again, Humphreys has been brilliant, but he's played a lot of football for a 19-year-old. Yeah. One other player I'm going to single out is Big Fred. His hold-up play was, again, fantastic today. It was
100%.
absolutely
Best hold-up player of the club. I'd agree with
yeah, 100%. Like I say, took his goal well. So, Burgess again. I mean, and also at 3-0, that block from Burgess, that's proper bloody defending. I love defending like that. Striking thinks he's got a great strong goal. You see Burgess leap across.
I agree. And I think that's paying off confidence as well. I think earlier in the season, blocks like that wouldn't have been made.
And also, that's now 4 clean sheets in a row, and in the last 4 home games, they've scored 14 goals, conceded 2. I think we've definitely, touch wood, I think we've turned a corner.
And I think, going back to Luongo as well, I think he sort of helped us with a bit of steel, didn't he? You know, how many times have we conceded Well, I was thinking today, how many times have we conceded to back posts, crosses and set pieces, and obviously we've stood up to a team who are sort of playing on those. I think if it were me, going back to that, I think maybe go Humphreys on Tuesday, Humphrey and Morsey, and then I think I would go with Luongo for that bit of steel against Bolton, for that nous and the know-how. I think that's certainly how I'd be going on it.
Jubster, 4-0 win. What do you make of that?
Very pleased. Yeah, I said a few weeks ago that these next 4 games were ones we had to win. 3 in a row. Bring on Accrington. That's what we need now. We need to get those points against Accrington before we head up to Bolton, which will be a tough game. Yeah.
Was there any point in that game that you were a bit worried? Obviously, the first 30 minutes were deemed to be quite shaky. They played quite a high line and put us under quite a lot of pressure. But do you think, ultimately, they didn't really pose much of a threat?
I mean, the goals showed that, showed where we are at the moment. We know where the back of the net is. I think the one call out from this game was defence. We seemed to boss the defence. We certainly, were in control. There was a few nervous moments, but we get used to them as Town fans when these nervous moments happen. But I thought both Wolfie and Burgess were very good. They just dealt with everything that came their way, and I think that was summed up in the second half with that very last-ditch tackle from Burgess there that stopped an almost certain Burton goal. So, yeah, really pleased we've got the clean sheet.
Yeah, and how do you think, obviously, we can have a similar kind of game against Accrington on Tuesday? It's going to be tough opposition. They come here and often do a job against us. They're a bit of a bogey team for us, but...
Accrington are. Let's not compare apples with apples. Accrington will present a very different challenge on Tuesday night. Again, I think we're starting to show that we can break these teams down. Accrington will pose a very different threat to what Burton did. I was very impressed with Burton to start with. They've come to Ipswich and they want to play the game. I think a lot of us thought there's the bus going to be parked and it's going to be possession football and us breaking them down. They had a go at us. But Accrington on Tuesday, that'll be a very different... they're fighting for their lives. They're in the relegation zone. They'll need points. It will be a very different game on Tuesday night. But hopefully a Town win.
Yeah. Also, I'd like to touch on Leif Davis going off injured. Obviously been a very crucial player for us this season, coming in with a lot of assists. But it is a bit of a worry for most Town fans, I imagine, despite the huge amount of squad depth we have in the squad with, Gregley there. Harry Clark obviously dropped off into left-back at the end. But is it much of a worry for you?
Look, Leif's been our standout player this season, absolute purchase of the season. He will be up there come the end of the season for player of the year. Am I worried that he might miss Tuesday? We've got enough cover in our squad that we can afford to rest Leif. We really can, because from what we've seen of Greg Lee, absolutely fantastic footballer, and it might be good to see him coming on the pitch. But let's see. Let's let them do their assessment, see how he comes off. I really would like him there on Tuesday night. Consistency is key, but we've got adequate backup in all of these departments. This is a very different Ipswich town to previous seasons, where we'd be walking away from this going scratching our head who's coming in on Tuesday night. Whoever, if Leaf is replaced, I'm more than happy with whoever it will be.
All right, so I'm here with James. This is your last game at Portman Road for this season before you head off to the States. Are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, absolutely looking forward to that. What have you done with Roscoe?
I know. He's a big kid. I've formed into his younger self.
A new upgraded model, I think you'll find.
Thank you very much.
But yeah, really excited to go, and what a performance to take us out on. It's going to be a shame that I can't come and watch this team, because it's been, at times it's been a pleasure, at times it's been a bit frustrating, but it's probably been one of the best seasons overall so far, and I really hope the boys can finish the job over the next few months, and I'm coming back next season and watching Championship football rather than another season in League One.
Was that the perfect way to sign things off then?
Yeah, absolutely. I got a load of friends here, some of my family came as well, and for the first 30 minutes I was thinking, hang on a minute, Burton are putting up quite a tricky task here.
You're right.
But once we got that first goal from Chaplin, out of basically nothing, we really started to look good. And first half, 3 big chances and scored them all. And that's a bit unusual for us this season, because we normally create 10, 15 chances and score none, score one or none. So it was actually quite refreshing to be at half time. I'm like, okay, we haven't created absolutely loads, but we've taken our chances, and that's really nice for us to do, because the game was done pretty much in the first half.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Obviously, Leif Davis coming off injured. It's a bit of a worry, but our squad depth is something that has kept us very in it this season. Does that worry you quite a bit?
It does worry me, because he has been one of our star performers this season, and especially recently he's looking quite imperious. But as you said, our squad depth is strong. This is what we're here for, and that's what we've built this squad game, and it's really going to come into its own. It's people are going to get injured, and we just have to deal with that. I think that we're strong enough to be able to do it. And what's also important is we've had three wins on the trot now. We're gaining that momentum, and I feel like someone else can come in and we'll be absolutely fine. Greg Lee hopefully coming in on Tuesday night, and we'll be able to just pick up where Leif Davis has left off. I'm not overly concerned, but obviously we were going to have tougher games than today in the forthcoming weeks. What I will sign off on is just saying that it's been a pleasure to be part of KOA. Great community. There's great people here. If anyone wants to get involved, they're always looking for people to get involved. And yeah, as you were saying earlier, what a result for me to send me off to New York.
Have you got any people you know of in New York that will be able to watch the game with on Tuesday?
Yeah, we have not on Tuesday. I'm not there quite yet. I'm not there quite yet. But there's a North American supporters club out there. There's a few people in New York as well. So we might have a breakfast, coffee/beer, and watch ITFC.
Matt, a successful start to the Her Game 2 weekend. Big 3 points. What do you make of that?
Huge. That was really enjoyable. Really enjoyed that. A little bit of a sluggish start, but once we got that first goal through Connor Chaplin, we were away. Really, could have been more than 3 at half time. Going into the break at 3-0 up, it means you can kind of dictate the play like we did in the second half. Apart from a little ropey spell on the hour, we didn't need to do much. Picking up another goal was nice. Almost got that fifth at the end with Marcus Hannes' spot. Great little ball over from Cameron Humphrey. So the keeper's made a good body shape there, and really happy with that. Yeah, like I say, starting the Home Game 2 weekend, really good, really good.
Yeah, only real negatives to take out of that is Leif Davis walking off with a slight knock. Hopefully nothing too serious. He was walking at the end, but
yeah, it's always a bit worrying when they're walking, because actually sometimes that's the worst ones where they can stay upright. He's obviously down for a little bit of treatment. It's a bit of a worry. What was positive? Yeah, I say positive from that. Not so much the positive the injury. What was positive was bringing Jano Danassian on, and Harry Kirk was able to switch to that left back role and take up. And because I just thought, Jano, he can probably slot in at left back for another 20 minutes, but that's a nice thing. So Clark looked just as comfortable sort of on the left back as he did in the right back, so that's a good little bit of redundancy there if Leaf is going to be out for any period of time. Hopefully it's just a knock, it's a precaution, get him off, get him rested, especially with Accrington coming up on Tuesday. But we'll have to wait and see what Kieran McKenna says in the post-match.
Yeah, and also on that line, Accrington on Tuesday, they won't be no pushover either. They have been a bit of a bogey team for us over the years, but do you think you're confident we can pick up 3 points?
If we can play like we did today, I don't fear Accrington at all. They're difficult, they've been tricky, but I think we were pretty comfortable winners up at the Wham Stadium earlier in the season, and if we put in a shift like we put in today, I can't see any reason why. I'm not expecting another 4-0, but a comfortable clean sheet, 2-3-0 win. And you've got some points in that. That's going into this hard run of games with Bolton, Barnsley and Derby coming up in short order, with Shrewsbury in there as well. They've done well today. They've gone from 2-0 down. I think they were back to 2-2 last time I checked. So yeah, it helps build a head of steam up really. I'm unfortunately I can't be there Tuesday night, work commitments, but I'm hopeful that'll be another 3 points under the lights here at Portman Road.
Lovely jubbly.